Stockton boring though. I always say that though. Stockton really boring, but it get clappy though certain times. Like, you feel me? Sometimes, you feel me, Stockton, it be dry and out of nowhere, you feel me, weeks straight, it's just popping on my mama.
Pick T to the G, man. Who you think it gonna be? And I'm back with the best true hop channel on YouTube that wouldn't be possible without YouTube. Stockton, California, where the streets play for keeps and ain't no second chances. In the city where it's either eat or get ate, one name shook the block. EBK Jaaybo, young, reckless, and feared by many. He didn't just rap about his life, he lived it. No talking, just action. His rise came from bodies dropping and beef that went way past music. But with his return home, what happens next? Now, before we get in this video, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if you're one of my day ones, go ahead and drop a like and leave a comment like you always do. Now, without wasting any time, let's get into it. Stockton, California, one of the most violent cities on the West Coast. In a place where the gang politics run deep, one rapper took things to a level even the streets weren't ready for. EBK Jaaybo, from shootouts at school to stacking gun cases before he even hit J-Teen, Jaaybo was a problem. Raised in a city where survival was the only rule. But what made Jaaybo different was his zero fear of consequences. Whether it was putting in work in the streets, getting locked up, or running fades in the county, his music was a war diary. His arrests stacked up like trophies. And the beef he got into wasn't just over clout. It was personal. This is the story of EBK Jaaybo, the rapper that terrorized Stockton. Born and raised in Southeast Stockton on 2100 Nightingale, Jaaybo had no real shot at a normal life.
Stockton boring though. I always say that though. Stockton really boring, but it get clappy though certain times. Like, you feel me? Sometimes, you feel me, Stockton, it be dry and out of nowhere, you feel me, weeks straight, it's just popping on my mama.
His father was a respected figure in the neighborhood and a local rapper. By the time Jaaybo was 10 years old, he had already lost his father, gunned down while confronting two teenagers who robbed his son. That moment changed everything. Instead of stepping away, Jaaybo ran straight into the fire.
Yeah, I was
like
saying
that.
Shit, Pops was doing and shit, but like a nigga, no.
Right.
But when I got in the field, it was hectic for sure. Like 7 years being like thugging. When Pops passed, my mindset wasn't just like, oh, my Pops gone, now I'm in the field now. And transitioned into that, like, like I can't even tell you how it happened, bro, because it's just like I'm thugged out now. It's regular now.
Within a year, he caught his first juvenile case in 2016 at 12 or 13 years old. At first, it was stealing cars, taking them straight to school just to flex.
Like when I first started, like I was really into taking cars. I just seen a car, I hopped in that, got up out of there and went to school. I come out the house and I see brother, my nigga Slow, he driving. And when I see him, he usually stop, but he ain't stop. So when he doing this, like, bro, the boys is right there. I'm thinking he like
they following them. So he trying to signal
the
you.
boys is sitting on us. And he get up out of there when he see him, but they really there for me. He think they there for him. So I see him and he telling me like, bro, go. But I'm thinking he throwing the deuces. So I'm like, all right then, bro. I'm finna go to the Stolo. The whole time police right there. Then I see the police. I'm like, ooh, police. Bro, I'm like 14, so I'm not thinking.
Still a dumb nigga. Kid.
I turned around and went all the way around the block to the car. Like, yeah, they ain't on me. Got in the car, but they wrapped me up. I drove around the corner, walked in the house, they wrapped me up.
I got a lot of respect for you though, because when I was learning about this whole situation last night, I seen you do some shit that I consider very mature and mannish that I don't necessarily always expect rappers to do, which is you talked about a situation while you were locked up where you had to do a fade against somebody who didn't get along with your side. And you just acknowledge like, yeah, he was way bigger than me and he whooped my ass and, you know, kept it pushing. And actually it happened twice, right?
Yeah, he socked on me, who's some, bro.
Right.
I'm not the type of that's gonna, you feel me, try to slander a nigga because he got whooped on, or if a nigga go in there and catch his fade and he match aggression with aggression every time, though, like, you stand on business. Win or lose, don't matter. Your gangster solidified. You standing on business. So my mama, like, I respect it if he catches fade.
But that was just the beginning. The next time he got booked, it wasn't for joyriding. It was for a shooting. At just 15, Jaaybo was on school grounds when he spotted one of his enemies. A fight popped off, and Jaaybo wasn't about to take a L. So he pulled out and let shots off, right in front of the principal. The school called the cops, and just like that, Jaaybo was facing a heavy gun charge. Even at that young age, he wasn't backing down. They hit him with 720 days, nearly 2 years behind bars. But when he came home, things only got worse. By the time Jaaybo touched down, EBK was already a movement. Formed in 2016, the Everybody Killer crew took Stockton's gang scene to another level. Jaaybo wasted no time putting on for his set, getting Southeast EBK tattooed across his neck. And the music? He wasn't rapping for clout. He was rapping his real life. Tracks like Boogeyman had him calling out enemies by name, bragging about bodies, and reminding everyone that he wasn't just talking. In one song, he straight up admitted to catching a body, saying, "If you ain't got one, calm down." His lyrics weren't just bars. They were blueprints for real-life crimes. The more he rapped, the more attention he got. Collabs with BBG Stepper, Lee, and other West Coast artists started making him one of Stockton's most talked about names. But at the same time, he couldn't stay out of jail. While his music was blowing up, Jaaybo was constantly getting locked up. He got booked for another shooting, but dodged the most serious charges. He kept getting caught with illegal firearms, even while on probation. And worst of all, the cops labeled him a street terrorist. Each time he got out, he only made things worse, dropping even more disrespectful tracks, calling out the dead, and spinning on his ops. The second he was free, in one interview, he admitted that every time he went to jail, he had to fight multiple fades. Just to keep his name solid, he ran 4 in 6 months during one of his bids, and even talked about getting into it with one of the biggest gangsters in the county.
I only ran like 4 this time, 4 or 5.
Okay, not too bad for 6 months.
Yeah, nah, not too bad. And I ran on nails when I first had got in too. So.
And how does this shit start? Does people just start running their mouth, or?
I mean, it's like intake. You feel me? Everybody in the rooms and shit. So you know the porter will come and tell you like who in there or something, or you would just get popped out and see a nigga like, okay, we gonna get that in. Southeast. You feel me? Niggas be like, we gonna get that in the corner, or niggas get that in the cell, and then that be that. You feel me? They do their thing, you do your thing after that.
And do you win all these fights, or sometimes you don't get your way?
I mean, you feel me? You gonna lose some, you gonna win some in the county. You know, I ain't gonna act like I just whoop every nigga, but I don't lose a lot. Southeast. But you feel me? I don't win every fight though, nah. You feel me? But
that's real. Most sit on camera and say they 80-0.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna sit on camera and act like I'm 80-0 and shit. You feel me? I made my match a couple times. I made my match a couple times though, but niggas gonna know though. I'ma hit a nigga with something he gonna remember.
But in the streets, things were getting even more dangerous. EBK was at war with multiple sets. The deadliest beef was a trap mob, aka the Flyboys, located just a mile away from EBK's hood. Trap mob didn't respect the new movement. They called out Jaaybo and young Slowby for not being from Stockton, and didn't want EBK pushing into their territory. Jaaybo responded the only way he knew how. He dropped songs like Fly Exterminator, No Fly Zone, and Slow B Mode, openly dissing Trap Mob and even threatening to kill their moms if they didn't stay inside. Trap Mob responded with their own disses, and soon the beef turned deadly. Bodies started dropping, and Stockton turned into a full-blown war zone. But EBK's biggest threat wasn't even their enemies, it was their own people. In 2021, EBK Osama and EBK Harry B got caught in a major robbery case, facing 20 years. One of them allegedly snitched to get less time. Jaaybo wasted no time cutting them off, dissing Harry B in a song, saying he couldn't take the heat, so he started eating the cheese. But young Jock refused to turn on his brother, and that caused EBK to split in half, with Jaaybo and Jock on opposite sides. From that moment on, Stockton had 2 EBKs. Everybody Killer side, Jock's Every Brother Count side. The tension was real, and Jaaybo only got more reckless. Then, in 2022, Stockton's rap scene took a massive hit. Jaaybo's close homie and EBK rapper, Young Slowby, was gunned down in Manteca. Some said it was a setup. Others believed it was a direct hit from enemies. Either way, the city lost one of its most talented rappers. For Jaaybo, this was another reason to double down on the street life. His rap career keeps growing. As of today, EBK Jaaybo was still active. His rap career keeps growing, but so do his problems with the law. With multiple gun charges, gang enhancements, and a reputation that makes him a target, it's only a matter of time before he's either locked up for good or something worse happens. But one thing's for sure, Stockton won't forget about EBK Jaaybo anytime soon. Okay, EBK Jaaybo is making his name ring out, but the price tag is heavy. He grew up in a war zone and jumped in head first and never looked back. Now that he's fresh home and dropping new music, the beef is back on and popping. I'm here for the music and the content, but hope nobody gets hurt. Stockton right now has a chance to solidify his place in hip hop and set itself aside from the Bay Area or LA. But hey, If you made it this far, that means you put some paint where it ain't. And for that, you need to be thanked. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share to be aware. Put me in that algorithm because I need to be there, man. Because I know there's 10 other streamers out there doing it like me, but fuck that little 10. I'm maxed out.